countries plus by 30,000 competitors, and it determines who is the world champion in public speaking. Last year, the finals was actually here in Chicago. We did have one of the finalists from our area. So it'd be nice to do that again. But in the meantime, people go through a lot of work to do these types of things, but I also want to be clear to our guests. This is what you're going to see here. You're going to go, oh my God, I can't do that. That's okay. And everybody starts someplace just to kind of give you just a feel. I'm at my best friend's kid's birthday. I'm sitting there, minding my own business, when I feel a tug on my shoulder. There's a little kid about this high. And he looks at me straight in the eye and he says, "Why are you so fat?" Now, normally, when I have a question like that, I try to be pretty nice about it. I understand kids say the darndest things. But in this particular instance, I happened to see his father standing right behind him. And the father had a look on his face like this. Like, yeah, you showed him. So I turned back around. I looked at the child. I kind of did one of these. I eat small children. The look of terror on his face, shot with blood, with those eyes. Have you ever seen those eyes in a cartoon where the eyes go bing, 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 and they go all the way out and then come back in? That's what happened. And then he ran across the room, and the father looked mad at me. Rather than doing anything about it, he stormed back across the room to deal with his child. Have you ever been judged? Has anyone ever made an impression on you just by sitting there and looking at you? Has someone ever assumed? Because you know what happens when you assume, right? But maybe it wasn't because you were fat. Maybe it's because you were short. Maybe it was because you wore glasses. Maybe it's because you were sitting when you're supposed to be standing and wearing sweatpants and a sweatshirt when you're supposed to be dressed up and looking professional. Be honest. How many of you judged me for that? Don't worry, there are at least 5 of you in the room who are judging me on that particularly. Truth is, we judge people every day. We make split-second decisions solely based on what a person looks like. We say, don't judge a book by its cover. And yet, what do we do? That's exactly what we do. Makes me think of a time when I was in college. I was on a school-sponsored trip right before the holidays. And we decided in our room as we were staying overnight that we were going to party. So we decided to get pizza and rent a movie that I can't talk about without getting disqualified. Now, back in the day, there wasn't this thing called the internet where you could just pop it up and it was right there. No. You had to go downstairs, pay the people, and it would come up on this little box. And you just hope it was good. So 8 o'clock came and we had our pizza. Snow. There's snow on the TV. There's not supposed to be snow. Is somebody playing a practical joke on us? I have no idea. So we called down there. And we didn't have those cell phones back in the day. It's one of those landline things. And they told us someone had broke that. You can come downstairs and get your refund. So me and my friend Fred, zoomed downstairs, across the parking lot, into the room, got our money, and as we headed back up the stairs to go back to our room, I happened to notice there was a machine for Dr. Pepper. And what do you know? 80 cents. I have 80 cents. Fred looks at me and says, "Do you have another 80 cents?" No. He was not happy. He went upstairs. I put my money into the machine. I got my 80-cent Dr. Pepper, a little expensive for the time, and started to go upstairs. When I heard, "Hey! Hey, you!" I looked around, and then I saw a guy down below me. A man in an officer's uniform. Have you ever seen Die Hard or Family Matters? Ever seen the father in Family Matters? Or the guy from the black cop from Die Hard, Al Powell? This guy looked like Al Powell. And I looked at him and like, "Me? Yeah, you." Okay. So I came back downstairs. What seems to be the problem, officer? Get the bleepity bleep against the bleeping wall. The bleeps are there because otherwise, again, I might get disqualified. Is there something I did, officer? You know what the bleep you did? You pulled the mother bleeping fire alarm. No, officer, I bleep the hell up. Get against the wall. Do I have to put my Dr. Pepper down? Yes. That cost me 80 cents. Put it down on the bleeping ground. Man. Get your hands behind your back. Hey, that really hurts. Shut the bleep up! Where's your friend? 211. He put me handcuffed back down in the lobby as I waited for my friend Fred to arrive. Fred was the son of a preacher. Black hair, voice of an angel. Good guy, always jovial in his spirits. And he got brought down there also in cuffs. And he was wide-eyed. I started to speak, and Fred said, "Jeff, shut up." Hey, he can't, Jeff, shut up. See, I didn't want to shut up, though. As someone who grew up Jewish, I had family that I lost in the Holocaust for unjust reasons. And one of the things I learned was never to stay silent. So I didn't really want to be quiet. There had been an impression made. And I wanted to be clear. It wasn't right. But Fred assured me I needed to be quiet. About 30 minutes went by after he called every room on our field trip, which meant everyone knew what the hell was going on. Joy of joys. Till finally our advisor came down. At first she was like, "Well, I know Fred, but Jeff's pretty new." I looked at her and she said, "No, just kidding. I vouch for him." We finally went upstairs and I was pissed. Eventually, there was a knock on our door from our friend, Al Powell. It seems the people who ruined our fun of adult entertainment for the evening were also the same individuals who pulled the fire alarm. And then he apologized. And he tried to shake my hand with my bruised wrist. After he left, I looked at Fred and I said, why did you stop me from saying anything? You've got to speak out. You can't let people do that to you. And he looked at me and he said, Jeff, people do that to me all the time. My friend Fred is black. Every day, he's judged. Every day, people assume. Every day, they have an impression before he even said anything. So here's my point. If you can't judge a book by its cover, and we don't want to assume, why do we let split decisions rule our thoughts? Why are we prejudicing ourselves just by a first cursory glance or a first reaction? Everyone is different, whether it be short, fat, black, white, yellow, or simply sitting on a chair or wearing a sweatshirt. We all are different. So why don't we take a step back and before you think about it, judge the person on their merit, not what you see. Mr. Toastmaster.